I don't know what to say. I feel like I let you guys down because I had a mental breakdown in the car, and some of y'all didn't even see it, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm back. I feel better about the channel. Now that I've taken a breather, I can focus more. Oh, and let me show y'all this. I got these, right? Kabuya. I don't know what Kabuya is, but I got vinyls. I got 3 of them, right? Got the Michael Jackson. This was actually gonna be my cousin's gift, but when I showed it to him, he was like, I already got this one. I was like, dang. I got Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know which album this is, but it's got the Heartland on the back. And then I got one of the greatest bands in the world. Whoppa! I got Queen. I don't know what Whoppa is, but I'm so excited. Look at this. News of the World. This is an underrated album. Queen is just, I wouldn't say Queen is underrated, but I like Queen. Me and my family and I love Queen. Sorry, I get really excited when I talk about music. That's why I love doing this channel, because I get to just talk about music with y'all. Like, y'all sitting right here. Like, I'm just talking to y'all. Music ain't in your soul, then you can go ahead and, well, the door used to be back here. The door is actually over here, but you can hit the door. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to embark on a journey through the heart of hip hop, guided by an artist who redefined the game, redefined the game and left an incredible mark on the industry. Today, we shine a spotlight on the one and only Nelly. So without further ado, join us as we unravel the captivating tale of Nelly, the rapper who not only conquered the charts, but also redefined the very essence of hip hop. From the streets of St. Louis to the global stage, Nelly emerged as a beacon of innovation, fusing Southern charm with a Midwest grit that revolutionized the rap scene. His meteoric rise to fame was not just a triumph for the man himself, but a victory for the entire genre. When you think of Nelly, you think of infectious beats, chart-topping hits, and an unmistakable style that transcends generations. With anthems like Country Grammar, Hot in Her, not Hot in Here, Hot in Her, and Dilemma with Kelly Rowland. Nelly didn't just dominate the charts, he became a cultural phenomenon in his early years, not later on. But Nelly's influence extends far beyond the music. He's not just an artist, he's a trendsetter. From the Band-Aid under his eye to the unmistakable Air Force Ones, Nelly's fashion choices became as iconic as his rhymes. Nelly's success is not confined to the recording studio. His strategic collaborations and business ventures have solidified his status as a savvy entrepreneur. From acting to philanthropy, Nelly has proven that his impact stretches far beyond the confines of the music world. As we delve into the life and career of Nelly, get ready to witness the journey of a visionary, a hitmaker, and a trailblazer in the world of hip-hop. From the streets to stardom, Nelly's story is a testament to the power of resilience, talent, and unwavering commitment to his craft. So without further ado, join us as we unravel the captivating tale of Nelly, the rapper who not only conquered the charts, but also redefined the very essence of hip hop. So Nelly had a total of 9 albums. 9. He's got 8 solo albums, and he has 1 album with St. Lunatics, which is a group that was started in St. Louis. The list of Nelly's albums are Free City, Country, Country Grammar, Nellyville, Sweat, Suit, Brass Knuckles, 5.0, MO, and Heartland. Oh, real quick. So after the Nelly video, I'm probably gonna drop a playlist of all the songs that I've. How do I say this? I'm gonna release a playlist of all the songs from my videos, if that makes sense. So all the most popular songs and all the songs I've liked this whole year will be in this playlist. So if you want to go back and listen to Ice Cube's most popular song, or if you want to go back and listen to my favorite Kendrick song on Good Kid, Mad City, you can. The playlist will be in the description, and I'll just keep it there all year for you guys to listen for free, no charge. You just gotta have Apple Music to be able to listen. Okay, guys, it's the holidays, guys and girls. If you don't feel safe during the holidays, you know what you can do? No, I'm not saying go get a strap. I'm not saying hide in your home. If you don't feel safe during the holidays, you can call on King Security or check out King Security on Facebook. They do private security, personal bodyguard, event security, patrol / property monitoring, They watch stuff and secure transport. So all that stuff that 6ix9ine get, you can get it for probably a lower price. So you can, I put the link down in the description as well for that. You can check them out on Facebook. The head of security is Damari Tank Johnson. I think he's based in Arizona, but I think he's willing to travel if you're willing to pay. I'm pretty sure that's not his slogan, but talk to the man. He's a homie of mine. I've known him he's like a brother to me. I've known him for years, since I was like 8, bro. I'll put the link down below in the description along with the Apple Music playlist. And y'all enjoy the video. Peace. Nelly's worst album. Actually, bro, I shouldn't even talk about this album because this album was not a hip hop album. This album was actually a country album. This is like his only country album. So Nelly's worst album is Heartland, which came out in 2021. Almost 3 years ago, right? It actually hit number 45 on the US chart, and it was 24 minutes long. It was a very short album. It was his first introduction into country. I know he was leaning more towards country. I thought he was leaning more towards pop when 5.0 and Brass Knuckles and MO came out. I thought he was leaning more towards pop, but no, he did a complete 180 and did country. What 50 say? Switch your style up. And if they hate, then let them hate, then watch the money pile up. I think his money went down with this album because this wasn't it, man. This was not it. So the low of this album was a tie between the track list and the intro and outro. They both got a 0. The high point, it was the production, which got a 3.5 out of 10. The total score of this album was 6.5 out of 60. As far as hip hop, it's low. Maybe in country, it'd be higher. The most popular song on this album was Lil Bit, which was also a single on this album with High Horse. But the most popular song got 37 million views. Like I said, this shouldn't even be on the list. I should not count this as the worst album, but I'm going to because I listened to it. If I wouldn't have counted the last album, this album would actually be the lowest. This album would actually be the lowest. Would be the worst album on this list. MO, which came out in 2013, is the next worst album. This album actually hit number 14 on the US charts, and it was an hour long. The lows of this album was the track list. It got a 0. And the high was actually the features. Actually, this album is mostly features. There's only 5 songs that don't have features. There's 16 songs on the album. So the features got a 4.5 out of 10. I mean, most of the album is features. It got a total score of 11 out of 60. This album brought you singles like Get Like Me with Nicki Minaj and someone else. Nicki Minaj and Pharrell. Also, All Around the World with Trey Songz was actually a pretty good song. But the most popular song on this album was Hey Porsche, which was also a single. It got 56 million views. And then my favorite song, I actually have a favorite on this album, was 100K with 2 Chainz. I love 2 Chainz. I can't wait to do a video on 2 Chainz albums. I 2 Chainz is like one of my favorite rappers, and he made the song. I actually gave this feature a 10 out of 10 just because it was 2 Chainz. This album was all over the place. I mean all over the place. That's why the track list is so low. He's got a couple good hits in there, like Heaven, maybe Headphones. So Rockin' Simply Lemonade was not a good song. Shake Whatever was not a good song. Maryland, Massachusetts was not a good song. It's just Give You That. I've heard Give You That with Future. It was solid. Most of the songs on this album are solid to not good songs. So that's why it's so low on my list, because just not a good album. He was on his way. I guess he was on his way to country music when he made this, because he was on his way out with that. Nelly's next album was 5.0, which came out in 2010, and it was 46 minutes long. It actually hit number 10 on the US chart, which is actually pretty good. I always confuse 5.0 with MO. Not the same album. The low point of this album was the track list. It got a 0, and I'll tell you why it got a 0. Actually, I'll tell you now. It's just no flow. It's just random song after random song after random song. It's like a DJ Khaled album. There's no structure. He just put songs into an album. That's all. That's why I got a 0. The high point was actually a 3-way tie between the hook / chorus, the production, and the features, which all got a 3 out of 10. You had features like Plies, which I did not think Plies would ever work with Nelly. Chris Brown, T.I. again, Akon, T-Pain, Kelly Rowland again. You know, them Kelly Rowland and Nelly got such good energy. They just work well together. Yo Gotti was on this album. Carrie Hilson was on this album. Just a lot of features, a lot of different features. Although he's had songs with T.I. before and Akon before. Oh, freaking Birdman and DJ Khaled were on this album. This album got a total score of 12.5 out of 60. The most popular song on this album was Just a Dream with 748 million views. I don't have a favorite on this album. This album had singles like Move That Body featuring T-Pain and Akon, Gone, which is Dilemma Part 2 featuring Kelly Rowland. Like I said, they have great energy when they're together. So it's kind of like Nelly and Ashanti. Ooh, I take that back. As far as music, it's Kelly and Nelly. You know, they have good voices. Kelly and Nelly sound awesome. Nelly's next album, which is a 2-part album. The first part, which is Sweat, is the next album. Sweat came out in 2004. It actually went platinum, and it was number 2 on the US charts. It was 58 minutes long. The low part of this album was the track list and the intro and outro, which both got a 1 out of 10. The high point of this album was the features again, which got a 4 out of 10. The total score was a 14 out of 60. This album brought you singles like Flap Your Wings, Drop Down and Get Your Eagle On Girl, Drop Down and Get Your Eagle On Girl. That's Flap Your Wings. And Tilt Your Head Back featuring Christina Aguilera. I can't believe I just did Flap Your Wings. I thought it sounded totally different from what it actually sounded. I don't know what I thought. And I thought it had a video. Maybe it does. I'm not sure. Heart of a Champion was a song that I didn't think I needed from Nelly, because it's not his typical MO. He actually has like a choir behind him, and it actually sounds good. And it wasn't a perfect intro, but it was something that I never thought he would do. And even though the intro and the outro together got a 1 out of 10, I still respect him for that intro. The Heart of a Champion was actually a song I didn't expect to hear from Nelly. As a whole, this wasn't a good album either. It was only 2.5 points higher than 5.0. Nelly's next best album is Brass Knuckles, which came out in 2008. It was number 3 on the US charts. It went gold and it was an hour and 5 minutes. I think this is his longest album so far. The low point of this album was the intro slash outro. It got a 0.5 out of 10. The high point was the features. Again, the features got a 4.5 out of 10. It got a total score of 16 out of 60. This album brought you singles like Body on Me. It's got Party People on it as well. The most popular song on this album was Body on Me. It got 83 million views. And my favorite song was No, Ain't No Way, What's Wrong? Man, he done stepped on my J's. He has so many people on this album and it killed his numbers. It was great for features, but everything else, I need you, Nelly, I need you to just be on there by yourself. Show me your ethic. Don't show me nobody else's. I know you can pull people like LL Cool J and Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg. That's cool. Show me what you can do. Nelly's next album, which is the part of the double album, the second part of the double album, which is Sweatsuit, get it? Sweatsuit. Okay. It also came out in 2004. It went 3 times platinum, and it was #1 on the US chart at one point in time. Don't know when. It was 49 minutes long. The low point was the track list, which got a 1 out of 10, and the high point was the features, again, which was a 5 out of 10. I understand, Nelly. I get it. You can pull like different people to be on your album. I get it. Your features are super high. Anyway, the total of this album was 17.5 out of 60. The most popular song was Over and Over, which got 177 million views. And like I said, I brought you singles like My Place and They Say. My Place, Jaheim is just singing Teddy Pendergrass. He just revamped that. That's the hook to that song. It's actually more well put together than the other albums because it's so small. It's not shorter than Heartland though, by any means, but it's just better well put together. I guess this is when he started he started thinking about country, because Over and Over was a big song, and I think it has a country music singer. Yeah, Tim McGraw. Top 3, starting with the next best album, which is his first album with the St. Lunatics, Free City, and it came out in 2001. This album went platinum with the St. Lunatics. It was an hour and 10 minutes. The low part of this album was the bars, actually. Nelly did not do good. I don't even know what he was talking about half the time. Well, Nelly's not a good bar rapper. There's a couple songs where he's spitting, and there's a couple songs I'm like, what are you talking about? Bars got a 2 out of 10. The high of this album was actually the track list and the production, which both got a 4 out of 10. It's a better structured track list. I think they cared at this point because this was their first album. I think they cared which song went where. It got a total score of 19.5 out of 60. And the most popular song on this album was Midwest Swing, which got 3.6 million views. It's their first time starting out. It's cool. Yeah, a better album altogether. It's got a skit in there. I'm sorry, this album was pretty lengthy, hour and 10 minutes. Very solid album all around. Everybody was spitting except for Nelly, but it wasn't like it was bad. It's just they're new on the scene and they didn't work out all the kinks yet, right? So they had a couple of things that was good, and then they had a couple of things that's okay, you'll need to work on this to make it better. But not a bad album, solid all around actually. And the skits were funny, kept me entertained. I like listening to this. I would listen to it again, but it's still not better than our next top 2. So Nelly's next best album is actually going to be a shocker. Maybe for Nelly fans it'll be a shocker. Maybe not. You tell me. Let me know in the comments if you were shocked by this. But his next best album is actually, to me, it's Nellyville, which is his sophomore album. Nellyville came out in 2002, and it went 7 times platinum. 7 times. It was #1 on the US charts for I don't know how many years or how many months or weeks, but it actually hit #1 at one point in time. It was an hour and 16 minutes. This is the Nelly that I know, right? Because 2002, I was what, 6, 5? No, not 5. I can't do math. Hold on. I was 8 or 9, right? 2002, I was in 2nd grade. So this is the Nelly I know. This is the Nelly I grew up on. This is to me, this is the best Nelly has to offer. No, actually, I take that back because we haven't hit our number one yet. But the low of this album was the intro slash outro, which got a 1 out of 10, and it's only because the first song is an actual song, and then the outro, the last song, was a skit with Cedric the Entertainer, very funny dude. I've never seen any of Cedric's stand-ups, but I love him in movies. The high was the track list and the features, which both got a 5 out of 10. This is a better structured album, and it would have did better. There's a song on there called Splurge, and he talks about, I'm gonna get one little girl, two little girl. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't do that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey.
What you mean you get one little girl, two little girl pulling on your pants? We don't do that. That's what got R. Kelly locked up. That's what got Bill Cosby locked up. We don't do none of that. How come nobody has brought this up? I was like, oh, no, you get a 0 out of... I know it may be just his lingo from St. Louis that they may call women little girls, but this 2023, 2024, we don't do that no more. So it got a 0 on everything, and it probably would have been higher than the next best album, which is his only best album. But it got a total score of 22.5 out of 60. This album brought you singles like Pimp Juice and Dilemma, which was actually the most popular song on this album. I thought Hot in Her was the most popular song on this album. No, which is also a single. No, Dilemma got 1.4 billion views on YouTube. 1.4 billion. I know it's a big song, but I didn't think it was bigger than Hot in Her, which Hot in Her got some more recognition when Erica Banks remixed this song and made Bust It. So I really thought. Now, my favorite song on the album wasn't Hot in Here, even though I love that song. It was Air Force Ones. People still talk about Air Force Ones to this day, talking about he got black Air Force energy. People still talk about Air Force Ones. They're still a popular shoe. And Nelly made it popular, and I think Allen Iverson AI made it popular, and it's still popular to this day. Honestly, I can say that Nellyville and this album are completely interchangeable. Honestly, Nellyville might have been higher if I didn't make Splurge a complete 0. So Nelly's best album, in my opinion, is Country Grammar, which came out in 2000. This album went diamond, and it was number one at one point in time. The low of this album was the bars. Nelly's not known for his bars. The bars on this album was a 2 out of 10. The high of this album, which is the track list. The track list is the highest track list I've ever ranked for Nelly. It got a 6 out of 10. Everything just flows, not perfect, but better than the other albums. It got a total score of 23.5 out of 60. This album brought you singles like EI and Country Grammar, but the most popular song was Ride With Me, which got 166 million views. This album it's not perfect, but I don't know what I was going to say. It's not perfect. It's Nelly's introductory album as a solo artist. This is not St. Lunatics, even though he does have City Spud and Murphy Lee. This is the first introduction of Cedric the Entertainer. This album also brought you a young Lil Wayne in I think Country Grammar is his best album on paper. It could be interchangeable with Nellyville, more than likely.